when I was in America and I sent, you know, the stuff to Germany, and I was practicing in that company, my friend called me and said, listen, I'm with the company. Again, they asked me to come with them to Geneva Motor Show.
Yeah.
And he called me up from Geneva and said, Chris, there's somebody don't show up. You can have a booth in Geneva.
Wow, perfect.
So that life is, you know...
chances, luck.
Yeah, but you have to grab them.
Yeah.
So...
and you were 24 or something
I took this first limousine to Geneva, and I took this SEC convertible to Geneva, but it was a very lousy car. So the top didn't work. We just made a cover on top. The reinforcement was lousy. We're not through with the engineering, proper engineering. We had the latches in the front from the Volkswagen Golf, and we had both cars at the Geneva show. And we had the big response of the world press.
Of the
world press.
Maybe also.
And the most famous car journalist, photographer, was Hans G. Lehmann from Hamburg.
I recognize him.
Yes, from Hamburg. And he took the big pictures and he sent it to, I think, 1,200, his whole network. And all over the world we got the first PR. So suddenly it was also in the New York, in the Los Angeles Times.
Wow.
And you know, then the sheikhs their other homes was Geneva at that days already. They showed up, and my sheikh showed up with their friends, with their cousins. So it was a big success. Mercedes freaked out.
Because they had the Mercedes star.
At that days we had Mercedes star, and then Professor Breitschwert, the engineering chief at that days from Mercedes, I had to go to the factory and been invited with Mr. Thiele, because Mr. Thiele was fully authorized to do cars for special trucks and special coach works for Mercedes. They made funeral cars and was a quite big company. So they thought the convertible was from me. In the meantime, we got from Mercedes export department 6 cars. They did bulletproof cars as well, Thiele. We did 6 cars stretch for at that days for Mao Zedong, for China, for Mao.
Wow.
Yes. So Thiele made it. And then Thiele got the order to do the first car for the Pope, with the glass box, the G-Wagon with the glass box.
Yeah, the white one.
Yes. So I created this with Thiele. I was my creation, and the cars for Mao. Thiele made the body, but we made the rest. We made the car. Thiele made for. I didn't make the stretches myself. They're all made with Thiele at that days. And so we made the cars for China. You know, they took me to China, and I had to deliver the cars. They took me to the Chinese wall. That days was a no photos zone.
Closed city.
You know, was closed. And then they sent me picture my cars in front of Chinese wall already 82.
But there was no conflict with Mercedes at this time?
At that days, not. After Geneva, yes. Mercedes, I had to go there, and then the legal department and Mr. Breitschwert, you know, young man, you know, what you doing there? You have too much money to wreck an SEC, one of our flag stuff.
They got mad.
They got mad. You know, are you not knowing that? What kind of are you? You know, you don't know. If you shop the top, it's an engineered box, engineered, calculated. If you shop the top, it goes together like a sandwich. So suddenly I said, sir, I'm an engineer. I'm a ship's engineer. I was on a shipyard. I stretched ships already.
And clients want it.
And you must understand, I have a table book for steel. So I use this, and I put a whole frame in it, because he said, you don't have any data from us of the reinforcement and everything. I don't need.
You calculate.
I put a whole frame in the car. How much weight does it take? I said 150 kilo, 150 to 170 kilo. it's overweight. I said, no, your car is a 5-seater. My car is a 4-seater because I have the 2 bent rear seats, put them together. So it's a 4-seater once, and the rest is the extra weight calculated. So we are in the limit. But then they forbidden to use a star. They wrote to Mercedes Hamburg. They don't allow to sell us spare parts and things like that.
Wow.
So very mad, very, very mad.
Crazy.
That I was the first. They forbid this.
Yeah,
because it was.
And then Balla and everyone.
Coach builders at that days not existing anymore. Except like Thiele got the orders from the factory, the old solid operation.
But now today, even in the 90s, you have AMG building for the Sultan of Brunei, completely custom, 10 years after.
Who did it?
AMG, I thought. No.
AMG?
No, I mean
the one
in the 1990s.
Yes, they made the 140. Officially, the AMG was at that days already Mercedes.
But
it was a move over.
But I mean, I think with the 140 estate.
Yes,
S72.
Who made it?
I don't know.
The stage and the convertible. I did it.
Really?
I did them because I did them with Carmen.
Really?
Carmen made the production, and I did the engineering and developing, and it called the umbrella top. It was a new system. You know, if you remember, at that days, I was the first who created this Arab and then the Japanese market with a special car. I was the first. There was nobody else.
And how did it start? How did you get the order for the Rainbow Collection? How did your business start with the United Arab Emirates?
Very simple. Sheikh Hamad was the crown prince of Abu Dhabi at that days. There was a favorite of Sheikh Zayed, and he was not the crown prince. He was the crown princess. Became his wife, and he was crazy for cars. And he came to me, and
but in Geneva,
and I made the first. No, he was through my Qatar sheikhs.
Okay,
and we met together, and he said, Chris, I want this, I want this. We made a zoo in Qatar on one of the islands, on Ras Island, where Formula One is today.
Oh yeah, yes, Marina.
It became. They put from the sea. They put the gravel. And made enlarged the island.
Yeah, exactly.
We made on the island a zoo.
Oh.
For Sheikh Hamad. It was Futazi Island before.
Was that the first business? What was the first business you got for United Arab Emirates?
This was with Sheikh Hamad. And in the meantime...
So the zoo was before the cars, actually?
No. It was all the same time. It was everything... I created that market between... really between 1980 and 1985 when we collapsed, because while I was in Geneva with a limousine, an old man came and said he read about the newspaper about the limousine. America was not at that days. The factories made some limousines, but shorter stretch limousines like Mercedes, the 123. And but there was no aftermarket in America at that days. So he read a newspaper about my limousine, and he came over and loved the car, and he said, listen, I need to buy a car for my friend. Can you do it? I said, send me all the stuff we put in to the car, the American TV system and the telephone. They had already some network for mobile telephone.
So the order was a Mercedes S-Class limousine to deliver to United States?
To United States.
Okay.
So we built that car.
What color?
And it was a black and black and beige 500 at that day.
80 centimeter stretch?
80 centimeter stretch with a partition and a side console. He made a little drawing. He wanted a side console and a folding seat on the other side for 2 people.
No TV or bar? Or
yeah, in the bar, in the console and everything. He delivered me a drink spender. They was existing already. They have it for the aeroplanes, for private jets and so on.
And what was the price of that in DR?
I was the first doing that. So
price of that limo?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
So we flown it to California, and then he said, "You have to be with it. You have to come as well."
Yeah.
Said okay. He paid me the ticket. I flown into, and he said, keep your luggage. You know, we go further. We go to Vegas.
Yeah.
I said nice. He said the customers in Vegas. So we went to Vegas. I got a junior suite in Caesar's Palace with jacuzzi. It was crazy. And so in the evening there was a big show. Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
They were doing the show and at the Caesar's Palace. So and then we said we go into the show, and we've been front row, sofa, around sofa, and that was a VIP lounge. Was for the stars.
Yeah. Wow.
So they had the show, and then they came to our place, and then the old man got up and said, "Chris, Mr. Sinatra, can I introduce you to Chris? He is a young guy who built your car."
Oh, wow.
So he got the car.
But this order for the 80 centimeter stretch limousine was the old car that you met in Geneva?
No, I make a new car. Yeah, the first car was done for the Sultan of Sheikh Sultan of Qatar.
Yeah, the first Qatar. Yeah, but the first also the delivery to United Arab Emirates. That first order.
No, that came. It came after. One after the other.
Okay.
So I made this car for America for Sinatra, and was the first car I made for America. And
this was the old guy from Geneva?
He came to Geneva, exactly. The old guy, and he came from Beverly Hills. Yeah. He had a business in a strip. He owned a lot of real estate and a very rich gentleman. Yeah. And so he was very proud that Sinatra was so happy.
And you talked with Sinatra?
Sure, no. We went up to the upper floor after that for dinner.
Wow.
So we had a great dinner. And you know, the old gentleman servers, unbelievable, you know, twice dressed, and you know, and
do you remember what you talked with Frank Sinatra about?
Comes later. Then suddenly he, after dinner, somebody came with a trolley with cigars. You want a cigar? I said, "Do you have Cuban cigars?" He said, "No, sir.
Yeah,
Since Kennedy, I haven't seen any Cuban cigars."
Bay of Pigs.
So I said, "You like one?" I said, "How? You like one?" Yeah. I said, "I have not even seen it since Kennedy." Yeah. I said, "Listen, one moment." I went to my room. I had a box of Cahivas.
Oh, yeah.
Because from my motorsports, the national speedway team from Poland was working as mechanics with me.
And that's East Germany.
And at the
or not East Germany, but Eastern Europe.
Poland. Yeah. And they at the weekend they did racing. At the weekend they did the speedway racing. Yeah. And during the week they made the bikes in my place, and they're working for me.
Oh, okay. So you could get Cuban cigars.
And they gave me a box of Cuban cigars, and I took them to America. It was illegal. I didn't know it, but I was sanctioned. At that days I didn't really smoke, but I smoked. I did like to smoke a nice cigar.
So you gave Frank.
So I gave everybody a cigar, and the waiter he got a cigar, and I was a star.
Yeah. So in America.
So then the next morning, you know, I had to show details of the car to Sinatra, and they went around, and we had lunch at the hotel.
500 SEL.
And then they said, "Listen, today we have a free day. We go in the evening. We go to another show. There's a Sands, another luxury hotel, and there's a very big show. By the way, they're Germans. The majestical people. with tigers. Siegfried and Roy. So we went to the show again, the front VIP row, and they made the show. They came to our place and introduced. I said, "Gentlemen, we know us." I said, "How?" "Yeah, I just heard you're Germans." "Yes, yes, yes." I said, "You've been stewards on the Hanseatic, on the biggest German cruise boat." I said, "How you know?"
Yeah.
So I remember your face.
Wow.
When you were working on this ship.
I left you almost dying in the elevator because, you know, as an engineer, we always told them the best food. When we came from our shift, we always called them up and said, "Listen, get us the best food."
Yeah.
And because we preferred that food than the cantina for the crew.
Yeah.
And they didn't want a service. Nee, wir haben keine Zeit, wir sind im Interview. Bleib weg, bitte.
Achtung.
So we.
Like you.
Yeah, he's one of our. He's one of our fans.
Yeah.
So
instead of eating it in the crew mess.
Yes, and they didn't deliver, and I shut the when they changed it, I shut the elevator off.
Yeah.
And I kept them 1 hour there. That was you?
Yeah.
And we laughed all of us, and then we didn't know each other personally.
Yeah.
I know just their face,
wow.
and they've been surprised that I was on the Hanseatic as well.
Wow.
So we've been together.
But they like cars, Siegfried and Roy? They like cars also?
No. That day's not. No. Anyway, so we had few nice days in Vegas.
Yeah.
There was in a hotel was a piano player, Liberace, also famous guy.
He liked cars, kind of. Yeah.
Yes, and then he said, "Listen, Chris," and then everybody ordered cars.
Yeah.
Siegfried and Roy ordered cars, and my friend ordered another car.
Stretch limousines.
And then Liberace said, I want a white car. I have a dream. I want a white limousine, and I want a piano in there.
Wow.
And I wanted white Hermelin. You know the animal?
Yeah, the animal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said, no, my limousines is not big enough. So I took a Mercedes 600 Pullman.
Yeah.
Made a restoration, made it pearl white, and white Hermelin inside, and the piano for Liberace at that day.
Piano.
Yes, but electronic, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So suddenly, and a big sliding sunroof at that days.
But did he pay you then in advance, 100% in advance, cash? How did it work?
I don't know. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I was not that capitalized.
Yeah.
So then the old man said, "Listen, I own many real estates in Beverly Hills. Why you not open a showroom?" I said, "I can't pay for." He said, "No problem. I want you to have a showroom in Beverly Hills."
Yeah, with your clients.
So I got my first showroom in Beverly Hills through him, and they called SGS Styling Garage Selections. Styling Garage SGS Styling Garage Selections. And then we managed this as a franchise.
Yeah.
Actually, I was not financially involved, but we sent the cars and everything.
Wow.
So that was the first unit in over there.
Yeah.
And then there was a LA Motor Show, and when we showed our cars in LA Motor Show, and then somebody came from New York, and his father was a friend of Sinatra, of the whole team, because he was a big real estater and in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And there was Italian mafia and everything.
Wow.
So then his son wanted to have a car business, and then we opened a showroom in 57th, 11th, New York. Was a Ferrari dealership at that time when the mafia
Italian,
was big.
of course.
Italian mafia was in New York, and it got dangerous for them. They went to New Jersey.
Yes, exactly.
And we got the showroom for Styling Garage. And you know, even Trump got a limousine. Because it was a partner of Trump. The father was a partner of Trump in casinos, so Trump got the first limousine.
What Italian family was this? Was it Colombo family or?
No, that was all introduced from Sinatra area.
Ah, okay. Yeah, and Sinatra.
Yes.
So suddenly, then connected there. Then we made the next showroom in Miami. Biscayne Boulevard. So we had 3 sets up, and then a friend of mine had a car shop, had a workshop. Was a German Austrian, had a workshop in